Experts in many fields agree that when competing for optimal performance, you need to be in a different mental state than when practicing. In this video, we'll take a simplified situation and use it to practice getting into that state. Normally, when I practice, I'm doing a lot of analytical thinking, including what's working, what's not working, what happened on that last shot, what should I try next? And even when down on the shot and stroking, I might be thinking about body position, arm and wrist movement, eye alignment, etc. I'm trying to detect flaws and force new habits. When competing, this must change. While thinking may be necessary for strategy and even aiming, this must optimally be done while standing. When you start the pre-shot routine to align and get down, confirm aim, do warm-up strokes, pauses, and the final shot stroke, all this should be without mental words or worries or any analytical thinking. You are not ready to compete or do this drill if you are actively changing your setup and shooting. You must be somewhat settled. I suggest you select a simple shot-making practice drill. It should be 2 shots. I'll do a cut to the left and the same cut to the right. In this simplified case, the angles and aim are known. No position play required. This minimizes the need for thought. Pick a shot that has some challenge, but not too much. I'd suggest a shot that during practice you make about 80 to 90% of the time. Thus, it is the easiest possible case in which to practice getting into the proper mental state, and you can judge your success both by reflecting on it afterwards and by your results. Game situations are much more complex, but we need to start somewhere easy. I'm going to choose doing shots from the AimRight Straight-Cut Drill. I'll be shooting down the length of the table with 30-degree cuts and adjusted for throw. The aiming is very simple since I'm not aiming conventionally, but rather aiming at the golf tee on the far rail. So aiming is also very simple. In games, we move from one shot to some new shot. So we want at least 2 practice shots and we'll alternate between them, and that simulates the game situation of moving from one shot to the next. I really believe in practicing a given cut angle both to the left and to the right. The reason is that there are many asymmetries that we can have in our shooting, in our stroke mechanics, and our eye alignment. Swerving is easier one way than another for a person. So we need to develop habits that we prove work equally well for cuts in both directions. To repeat, thinking is done when standing. Once you approach the shot to go down on the shot, it should be all mechanical, and anything going on in your head should be associated with visualization and feel, not words, not thoughts of what if I miss, what if I make it, what's it mean? If you have any thoughts of that sort, you should stand up, reset yourself, and go back down again. And don't think. Trust your body. Allow it to perform as you've trained it. Whatever shot pair you choose, go for success. Success is that you've gone through the entire set of shots, 14 in my case, with doing it properly. Doesn't necessarily mean that getting 100% accuracy, but not thinking, not having doubts while you're down on the shot. You should have focus, but without effort and without words. Repeat the same shot pair and go for success in multiple sets over some time period. Then make that same shot pair progressively more difficult. First, using just center ball, add speed variation. I'm doing a little speed variation on a few of the shots here, but I mean do much more variation and do it on all the shots. Then with success, do top spin, stun, and draw. Then with success of that, actually look for target cue ball positions after the shot. Many will stumble here because they'll distract themselves with the thoughts of the cue ball position target while they're down on the shot. That's a different form of thinking. That's a distraction, a lack of focus on making the shot. And when that's all good, move on to some other shot pair. When you finish, you want to assess how it went. Did you struggle with thinking while you were down on the shot? Did you find yourself thinking more as you got towards the end of the practice drill and feel pressure, which might be thoughts coming into your mind? In my case, I was in a really good state. No thoughts except a quiet focus, an effortless focus. The other way is a measure of how well did you do? Did you a measure an indicator that you're doing it pretty well is if you make an above average percentage of the shots. I did this whole thing using the AimRight Straight-Cut Drill, which is part 2 of the fit method of shot making. And it's a method to work your way up to shooting accurately and learning to aim shots. I really recommend it, but you can do this drill to try and get in the zone using any pair of shots. I do strongly recommend that you have a pair of shots being a known angle and one to the left and one a cut to the right. And the AimRight practice tool will easily help you set that up. At higher levels of skill, this gets extended. You can be in a non-thinking mode where one just intuitively knows what to do, not just shot making, aiming, position play, patterns, even some strategy. And when you get into that mode, we can really say that you're in a flow state, or it's called being in the zone. The scientists call it the flow state. And that can be really magical, but it takes a lot to get there. So we're taking an incremental approach to developing a state of flow for various pool skills, starting with shot making and then going into some position play fundamentals of speed, spin, and cue ball position. There's much more to go. Thanks for watching and good luck getting into the zone.